Hi everyone, Jim Rizoli here, downtown Framingham. We haven't been in downtown Framingham in a while. Oh, the reason is because we try to stay away from little Brazil here, and that's what downtown Framingham has become. We're here today because this is the end day of the World Cup dealing with Brazil and whoever they play in the World Cup. Now, the good news is, and this is good news for the town, is that they lost to Germany 7-1, humiliating defeat. Brazil went down 7-1, and we're pretty happy about that because if they continued on, then we would have had a couple more times that they could come down here and celebrate and take over the town like they always do. And in fact, you know what I might show you? I'm going to show you a video. This is when they took over the town. What was this, 2004? I think it was the video in 2004. So we're going to show you the video. Make sure you have enough because you're going to lose again. We're gonna show you the video when they took over the town. I believe it was 2004, and the fiasco that it was at that point in time. And you're gonna see that they just basically they went in the streets. There was probably 500 to 1,000 of them here in the streets. The cars were parked the wrong way. It was a really big mess. Now, what's interesting about what happened that day is my brother and I and another fellow, we were down here too filming, and now remember there's 500 Brazilians in the street yelling and screaming, dancing, the music blaring really loud. And what happens? My brother Joe walks up into the street, across the street, and one of the police officers said to him,
Stand on the sidewalk, we'd appreciate it.
All right, I just asked your question. All I had to do was ask a question.
No, I understand, that's no problem.
I just asked a question. Did they get a permit for this?
I don't think anybody knew it was coming.
Okay, so that's typically what happens.
Bob only is concerned about arresting an American citizen who is just trying to walk into the street like the 500 other Brazilians here. Of course, they're here illegally, and my brother's here legally. Go figure on that one. Well, anyway, getting back to today. So today what's going to happen is the Brazilians, I believe they're playing Holland, I believe who it is, and hopefully they will lose. If they don't lose, you know, we think that they're probably going to come down here to celebrate because that's what they'd like to do. Now, what's interesting about what's happened to Framingham is Framingham has the largest contingency of Brazilians anywhere in Massachusetts. All right, outside of Brazil, it's probably the largest group in, you know, all of New England anyway. And when they do win a World Cup, what happens is all the Brazilians from all over New England converge in Framingham. Now, can you imagine that? They converge in Framingham. So what does that tell you about this town? This town is really, really receptive to Brazilians coming here. Now, you might not think it would be because the town manager at the selectmen's meeting had this to say, and I'm going to show you what he said here, okay?
Mr. Chairman, just to briefly cover a couple of items in the written report, I guess I'll begin with our condolences to the members of our Brazilian community in light of the Brazil national team's loss tonight. I say that as kind of an introduction to, I've received a lot of emails and phone calls regarding celebrations that have frequently followed soccer games or World Cup games involving the Brazil national team. And while we've worked with members of the Brazilian community to assure that these spontaneous celebrations can take place safely, I do want to just emphasize that we do not endorse, authorize, condone, permit. We discourage these types of spontaneous demonstrations, but in the sense that they're loosely organized and somewhat spontaneous, they are not something that are preventable or that we're able to necessarily control. The town has taken steps to discourage the celebrations, and in light of the fact that Route 126 is the only really true crossing from South Framingham to Framingham, it's important that we maintain the free flow of traffic. So a lot of what happens with the police presence downtown in anticipation of these spontaneous demonstrations is really intended to protect the greater public good in terms of the free flow of traffic and the enforcement of traffic regulations. So I just wanted to emphasize that these are not celebrations that we endorse or authorize or permit, and that we're reacting to them in the interest of guaranteeing the safety of the motoring public and access to vital health services at Metro West Medical Center, etc.
Okay, so the town manager said that they are not encouraging the Brazilians to come here and celebrate. That's not what they're supposed to do. They don't do that, okay? But we're going to show you in a second here how they are encouraging them. But let me get back to something that was written in an email on the website of the town dealing with the World Cup games. And here's what it says here, okay? It says, the town of Framingham is not hosting any World Cup celebrations. We anticipate that they may be localized celebrations at establishments and residences. All right, now, let's think about this. Localized celebrations, maybe, at a restaurant or at a park somewhere, we can understand that. But that's not what we're talking about here. The Brazilians have actually taken the town over by thinking that they can come down to the memorial building here in Framingham and do their thing here. All right, that's what they're thinking. Okay, they've taken hostage to the town, and that's what the Brazilians have done. Now we're going to just show you just a couple things of what's happening here. Now, Joe, maybe you can zoom in on these barriers here. Now, right here, what we have is this is in front of the memorial building here. And they have a nice little setup of flowers and all this and that. But see, they have to have these guardrails here, these gates here, to set them up to protect all this from the Brazilians who come here and revel around the town, because they probably would be walking all over here. Now, if I come over here, here is just another part of it that they set up. This is, the Framingham, public parks. They have to bring in all their equipment here. What's that? Oh, Public Works. Okay, so they come here. The Public Works has to set up all these orange signs all over the place, and that's what they do to protect, again, things from getting destroyed. All right, that goes back there. Now, let's take a walk over here. Can we walk over here? You want to take a walk? Well, I'll take a walk. All right, now here's the deal. What's going to happen here is, if the Brazilians do win this game here, which is like for third place, and like who cares, we have, well, Joe, you can't see it here, but we have these longer barriers that they're going to set up on these streets. Now, what they're going to do here is all the streets coming into Framingham. Now, you got to picture this now. You have to picture this because, see, we're not going to come down here when they celebrate because we don't want to be anywhere near these Amazons. Okay, we want to stay away from these people. All right, now, this is Union Ave right here. Okay, Union Ave's over here. They're going to block the street off here coming into Framingham this way. They block it off. You can't come this way. If you go down there at the crossing down there, okay, Whaley Street crossing, okay, they're going to block that as an intersection off so they can only drive through, all right? I believe they can only drive through on that one, and then they're going to come around this way and go maybe that way. So what they've done is they're going to close every street coming in to the town so that the Brazilians can't come in and park their cars, which is a good thing. We've got to give the police some good credit here because that's going to stop them for doing what they did in 2004, because they came in and parked their cars all over the place here, and no one bothered them. No one gave a crap what they were doing. So all these streets over there are going to be blocked off so the Brazilians can't park their cars here. But here's the whole point of all this. We don't care if the Brazilians want to celebrate. That's not our issue with them. But they were told years ago that they could go downtown, that's Farm Pond. They could go to Farm Pond and celebrate there in peace. See, there's a nice park there. There's a big thing that they can, run around in. They can park. They can enjoy the park. But no, The Brazilians want to come downtown Framingham, okay, and just strong arm the town to say, we're going to celebrate in downtown Framingham. We don't care if you have to hire 50 more cops to take care of it, and that's a whole nother thing. Do the Brazilians have a permit to do this? No. This is a thing that just happens, just happens because, they figure they can do this. No one stops them. Unbelievable that a group of people can do this. If an American or a group of Americans did this and they came here and tried to take over the town like that, they'd all be arrested and thrown in jail. But no, the Brazilians can get away with it. All right? They can come here and do this because Framingham is run by the Brazilians, believe it or not. You take a look at all these stores here. Most of the stores here are all Brazilian stores. Okay, that's in this part of Framingham. If you go to the other south side, across the tracks, you're going to see, again, all the stores are taken over by other, immigrants from other places, too. Brazil and Honduras and Ecuador and every place else. So they have control of the town of Framingham. Don't let anybody kid you. The town kowtows to them. They cater to them. Okay, the Americans are secondary. Who cares how much this is costing the American taxpayer in Framingham? They don't care. They're not paying a cent for this. What do you think it's costing to have the police department armed with all the barriers at all these intersections, okay, and the DPW, okay? They're here too with all their paraphernalia here. What do you think it's costing them every time that this is going on? I'm sure it's thousands and thousands of dollars because these men are getting overtime pay to come here. So they probably don't even care. They probably like it. But this is just part of the way the Brazilians run this town. Framingham is a corrupt town, all right? It's run by a small minority of people. All right, it's run by a small minority of people, and they cater to the illegal immigrants in the town. No one cares about the American people. No one cares about what's good for the American person, but they cater to the illegal aliens that are here. So,
when you see a Brazil sign anywhere in any town, that means it's been taken over.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they don't have the Brazil sign run up on the flagpoles in the town. I'm really surprised they haven't done that. Well, I think they wanted to do that at one point, but they haven't. I mean, you do see the American, signs there, but I mean, there were flags.
There's a Brazilian flag over here.
Yeah. All right.
They finally did that right.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there's a nice sound. Someone honking their horn downtown Framingham, a little impatient, but that's the way it goes. All right. So anyway. It's going to be interesting to see what happens later on. We will not be here. We don't want to encourage them. If we come here with our camera, if they are celebrating, hopefully they're going to lose, okay? The team stinks, so hopefully they're going to lose to the team they're playing, and that will squash all this effort of them coming down here. That's the thing we pray to happen. We thank God that they did lose to Germany. That was the best thing that ever happened to the town, even though we're still here doing this show, because if they win, they're going to be down here anyway. But it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But again, Framingham, they want to think they're going to revitalize this town, but you really can't revitalize Framingham as long as you have illegal aliens running the town. It's not going to happen. They can think all they want. They're going to spend $8 or $9 million here. Joe, maybe you can just show they're going to rip out all this, and they're going to put, all new sidewalks in and new things here, lights here. $8 or $9 million they're going to spend. I don't know what that's going to accomplish, but that's what they're going to spend. They think that this is a good thing to do to revitalize the town. I don't know. The only way you're going to revitalize Framingham is you got to get the riffraff out of the town, get the illegals out of the town, start from scratch. Get people that can move into these buildings here, put apartments up there. That the apartments are housing American citizens, not illegal aliens. I don't know if, Joe, you can zoom in on the Amsden building there. All right. Now notice in that building there, it's got boarded up windows. These windows have been boarded up for how many years? Years. That's a historic building. It looks like a piece of crap, but I guess the town feels that that's okay to have those windows boarded up. But, again, if you're going to bring people in here, you have to bring in American people, Americans with good jobs.
Well, that's a favela.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you'd see in Brazil, you know, a look like that, you know. But you know, when you think about all these fronts here of all the buildings here now with the Brazilians in them, the only reason probably they got all that done is because they probably got grant money somewhere free so they could do this. They wouldn't do this on their own, no way, you know. So, you know, this is it. This is the case, the sad case of Framingham.
Why don't you explain about going before the selectmen and getting permits? And,
Yeah, you know, that's another thing that we have a problem with, with the illegals in Framingham, particularly the Brazilians. We're not just picking on the Brazilians, but they're the biggest group here. But the Brazilians can come here downtown and just open up a business. They just open it up and the business is theirs. You go before the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Selectmen never question, are you legal? Do you have a permit from a permission from the United States government to work in the United States? Because as far as I understood, in order to work in the United States, you have to be registered with the United States government that you can work here. But the Brazilians, they don't have any papers showing that they can work here because they're illegal. They have no papers. In fact, they have all papers that are probably 5 or 6 sets of papers with all different names on it. So when they open up a business here, they're obviously going to have a false name on that business.
they did that at the train depot.
Yeah, when they opened up the train depot, the restaurant there, they had false names on the permits and this and that. This is how the Brazilians operate. Okay, they think they're back in Brazil. They can just come here, open up a business, and that's the end of that. But the selectmen in the town, first of all, the selectmen now, they don't ask any questions. They don't ask, are these people legal residents of the town, and do they have permission to work here? Do the people that work for them, are they registered with the government to work here? All right, because what they do is they just hire more illegal aliens to work. So that's how that's it. Now, another thing that happens is they might go before the planning board. Maybe they're going to build something in the town. Maybe they're going to open up some business somewhere else, and they need approval from the planning board. The planning board don't care. They don't ask any questions either. You see what happens? You could be the Taliban and come in here. You can be from any country and want to destroy the country and want to put a bomb somewhere. No one cares. This is just the way things are done in Framingham. And then, of course, if they do appeal a decision and go before the ZBA don't ask any questions either. Who's there? You know, I had a guy who living in the back of my house. I mean, in my backyard. His house was on the next street, and he was trying to put something in the backyard to store furniture, and he lied to the ZBA saying that the stuff was being stored now when he bought a house. Okay, this big, huge container. He was, storing all his furniture in there so when he bought the house. Well, what this illegal alien Brazilian didn't tell them was that he already bought the house. He was just storing stuff in that container so he can ship it back to Brazil. You see, he lied to the ZBA. ZBA don't care. They don't ask any questions. This is what we're dealing with in the town of Framingham. This is why we come down here. We haven't been down here too often, because the fact that the town, in my opinion, the town is gone. I mean, what are you going to do when the town manager appeases the Brazilians, allows them to come down here? The police department, they don't give a crap. They just let it go on. They're getting overtime. They're happy with coming down here.
They could be scanning license.
Yeah, I mean, the police department could put a squash on illegal immigration in Framingham by scanning the license plates of all the illegals. Now remember, the illegals that come here to celebrate the World Cup come from all over Massachusetts. So, you'd be getting a lot of people here that are illegal, driving without licenses and this and that. But no, we wouldn't want to do that, would we? We wouldn't want to show that we're trying to stand up for rule of law. Not in the town of Framingham, okay? Unbelievable. Billy, K. Pasa, what's up, buddy? Huh? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. You sure can. Well, right now, the Netherlands are beating Brazil 2-0. Hopefully that's going to happen. Hopefully they're going to beat Brazil, because if that's the case, they're not going to be coming downtown here. That's right. And here's some taxpayers right here. These fellows here are here because the Brazilians coming and taking over the town. Public Works. I mean, they're probably getting overtime today, which is pretty good for them. But I mean, this is how the town wastes money. And then we have another fellow here. No, is he working for the town? You a town worker? Oh, Public Works, there he is. He doesn't even want to tell us who he is, but there he is right there. This fellow's working for the town, probably getting overtime today also. But of course, they're going to be setting up the barriers. Yeah. Hey, you guys don't have to do that. They're losing 2-0. I mean, you don't have to waste your time. But anyway, there you go. There they are, getting ready to set up.
We got proof of all the people that are
I mean, but think about it. You have three town workers just here. All right, the town trucks over there. They're going to be, setting up on all the streets if they do end up winning here. But this is the way it goes. All right, these guys are getting probably overtime. They don't care. What do they care? They're making some good money here, right? They're all ready for it. Look at this setting up. I mean, I guess they're being optimistic that Brazil's going to win today, right? They look like they're optimistic, but hey, that's okay. This is how we waste town payers' money. Well, anyway, right now it's a little after 4:30. The game started at 4. At this point, it was 2-0. Hopefully, they can beat. I think it was Holland. Holland was playing them today, right? Well, that's Holland. Yeah, they're playing them, so it is 2-0. Hopefully, they're gonna win and stop them from coming down here. Of course, they could come down here anyway because the Brazilians think they can do whatever they want anyway. They got the whole day off. Give them something to do to come down celebrating a loss. I wouldn't doubt that happens too. Well, anyway, that's pretty much it. Now you get an idea what goes on here.
What it entails.
Yeah, I mean, look what it entails here. They set these up. I never saw them do this, so this is kind of educational to me. But apparently, they set this. Let me ask this guy. Do they set this up to keep them off the stairs? Is that why they set these up? To keep them off the stairs? Well, you're setting them up. I mean, you ought to know.
Well, they're telling us to set them up.
Right, but I mean,
the reason why you'd have to ask.
Right, but I mean, I would think it's to keep them off the stairs. I would think. Okay, good, thank you. But anyway, so there you go. They don't want them probably, running into the building or whatever. Who knows what's going to happen there? Yeah, so basically, when they do come to here, they're pretty much, in the middle. I got to give the police credit. At least they're trying to contain them. We're trying to contain these people here because they're all a bunch of crazy nuts. And they, again, if you just see all the paraphernalia that has to go and be set up just to keep these people out of this town here from destroying the place. And, I'm watching the cars as they go by. I mean, this is just incredible to see that the majority of the cars going by, the Brazilians, you can tell, oh, how do you know they're Brazilian? Oh, gee, I wonder why. Remember, choose Framingham, folks. See, that's what all the illegal aliens have done. That's what all the drug dealers have done. They've chosen Framingham, all the prostitutes that come here. Framingham has been chosen by all the riffraff. This is the way the town, or why the town is like it is. It's just not getting better. It gets worse. And then we have this thing going on with Obama now, bringing all the illegal aliens. These people are coming up here from Texas, and they're coming into the country now also. What do? They're bringing them up here with the buses. They're bringing them up here, and these people are going to end up in the school systems, the kids. And who do you think is going to pay for that? Right now, we're already spending $25–30 million to educate the children of illegal aliens. Now we're going to be spending probably another $10 million once they get, situated in the school system. Can you imagine? This is what's happening in this country. What country do I live in here? I just can't even believe it. Well, anyway, we're going to have to move because they're going to box us in here. Okay, well, anyway, just to let you know, look what the DP do. The DPW has to do, the expense that they have to do to contain these Amazons that are coming into Framingham. And that's what I call them. The Brazilians, to me, are Amazons, all right? Because they come here thinking that they can just take over any town. So they have, look at all these barriers that they have to put up. And they said, the town guys now are setting up, get the picture, get them setting up over there. All right?
Even over there?
Yeah, so they're even starting to put the barriers over here. All right, crossing the barriers here. So, you tell me, how much is this costing the town? Where do they get the barriers? They probably had to buy the barriers. They probably never had them before, who knows? But anyway. So there's your barriers. We have more here.
So in other words, they're just containing them out in the street. They don't want them in the street.
They're gonna. For what I see, they just want to. Yeah, they just want them to go through. Any people that stand here, they just want to stand, kind of like a little bit here. They're not. I don't think they're going to be able to go in the street. I don't think so. It doesn't even seem like they want them on. I think they want them just here. Okay, the Brazilians that we talk. So they, I got to give the police department credit.
They're learning from every single one of these. Every time the Brazilians come here, they're learning how to contain them more and more to keep them from getting in everybody's way.
Well, they shouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
Because if they just listened and went down to Farm Pond.
But you know, who represents the Brazilian community today? Really, think about it. You mean, here's a group of people, okay, at a drop of a hat, that they can come down here anytime they want. I mean, can you imagine? How can this be? Americans couldn't do this. They'd be in jail if they came down here and did what the Brazilians are doing here. But the Brazilians, at the drop of a hat, let's go down to Framingham and party.
The broken window syndrome.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Low-level criminality is being...
low-level criminality in downtown Framingham. This is what we're dealing with here.
Look at these guys behind the bars over there.
Yeah. Well, here, this is a good picture here. This is kind of like, okay, there's these guys sitting behind bars.
Yeah, that's nice.
Maybe they've been in jail.
That must make them feel safe.
Yeah, that's really a safe feeling. But I guess they have to set this up. Let's say Brazil loses, which we hope they do lose. But they have to do this an hour or 2 hours ahead of time, because you can't do it at the last minute, right? So I mean, what are you going to do? So the money is spent, and this is how it's spent. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, some more sights in downtown Framingham. You can be on camera. Don't worry. We'll put you on TV.
They block their faces?
Yeah, she blocks her face.
Oh, must be illegal.
She doesn't want to show her face. I wonder why. Yeah. Could it be she's illegal? Wow. I didn't think that could happen. Do you think that could ever happen? I don't think so. Yeah.
Run all these people out of town.
Yeah, they're hard. Well, they're moving to the village.
Fight forever. No,
Well, if you don't go down on your knees, you can't just let them kiss all over.
Yeah, I know. You already have enough trouble.
I got another problem. Yeah, well, anyway. That's one thing we're not going to do. We're going to just keep exposing the scam, the Brazilian scam in Framingham. Because that's exactly what it is. These people are just, they've ruined Framingham. They're ruining the country. All the illegals coming in here now. Disgusting.
This woman's not even crossing over here.
She doesn't want to be seen at all. Right?
Look at that. I mean, she's not even, what she's doing is this is typical.
Well, she probably doesn't want to be on camera. You know? But she has to crosswalk here, so there you go. We didn't daughter with it. Of course they are. Most of the people driving here. Well, anyway, there you go. Real exciting day in downtown Framingham. Trying to report the news.
There's a lot of trucks though.
Oh, there's a lot of trucks. Oh, you think that guy's legal? I doubt it. We call those the ladder people, right? Because they have 5 or 6 ladders on top of the truck. They're the only people that ever would do something like that.
They have no place to store their truck.
Yeah, they have no place to park there and put their ladders, so they put them on top of the trucks. All these people driving those vans, probably illegal, no licenses, but hey, who cares? We wouldn't want to care about something like that. Hi everyone, now I'm on the other side of the street where the Padaria Brazil bakery is. This, you know, the Padaria is where the majority of the illegals come to hang out. But as you can see, they're setting up the barriers on that side of the street. I mean, can you imagine? You think you're dealing with criminals here that they have to, you know, keep in. They don't want these people on the street. That's why they're setting up these barriers. I mean, this is like something you see in a big city. Can you imagine a town that has been hijacked by illegal aliens, and the town goes through all this just to accommodate them when this shouldn't even be happening, like I mentioned before. So they're keeping them so they can't go in the middle of the street. That's what they're trying to do here with the barriers. So they're just keeping them on the sidewalks, over there, the sidewalks, over here in the middle, you know. Unbelievable. You're dealing with the Amazons here, okay? They've invaded the town. Lawless, what, Joe, would you call it? Broken window syndrome.
Yeah, broken window syndrome.
Low level criminality.
Yeah, there it is. Low-level criminality has come to Framingham.
That they just let keep going.
Now, the good news is, the Brazilians are losing right now to Holland. and if they lose, they might not even come down. But we won't see them for a few years after this until the next World Cup or whenever that is. That's the good news. But the bad news is the fact that the town even gives them, gives them the opportunity to come down here. That's what really bothers me. And the cost to the Framingham taxpayer, that's what bothers me. And the fact that the Brazilians don't kick in any money to any of this. Nothing, no contributions, nothing.
There's no Brazilian organization anymore.
Yeah, they just come up and just out of nowhere and take over everything they want.
They're just a rogue group.
It's the rogue group of people that bring in everybody from all of New England that come to Framingham. Framingham has been targeted, like I said. It's been targeted by the illegal aliens, SMOC. All the agencies in Framingham have been targeted by the illegal aliens, and it's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse, especially with Obama letting all the illegals in now. You're going to see that happening right now. This is all because of the Brazilians playing in the World Cup for third place, mind you. So we have to put up with all this. The DPW just came down. They set up all the barriers here. And the reason why they're doing this is they're trying to contain the Brazilians so they don't congregate here too much. So it kind of keeps their numbers down, I would say. And as you can see, the only place they could congregate is in the middle here, because they don't want them on this side. They don't want them over there. And they definitely don't want them in the bushes. And then again, like I mentioned before, they're setting up all the guardrails going down the sidewalk, all the way down the sidewalk too. So, can you imagine? This is what we have to do to contain a situation. They just don't want to leave and go to a park or go someplace where they can do this. No, they want to come downtown, and the town reacts. It's what they're doing is good, is fine, yes, but they shouldn't even have to do this. This shouldn't have gotten this far. The town has really dropped the ball in how they're handling this situation here. And it really makes me sick to see this and all the manpower and all the money that's the expense of doing this. It shouldn't even happen, but it is happening, and we have to deal with it. But so here's the DPW crews working, and I'm sure they're getting overtime today. This is just this aspect of it. I already mentioned the aspect at all the intersections now. You're going to have police, and you're going to have state police. Okay, so you can have all these police people, and we would like to find out what it's costing the town. We would like to find out from the state what it's costing the state. It's costing a hell of a lot of money to do this, to protect the town. That's what this is to do, to protect the town right here.
It was just a dream at one point, because we started to come to Framingham, and it was most of the immigrants here, they were from Valadares. And we dreamed of having a relationship with Valadares, that we would have an opportunity to show our culture and to share our values, and to share our values, and to share our values, and to share our values.
Breaking rocks in the hot sun, I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I needed money 'cause I had none. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.
Last year, for example, we put together what was called Operation Texas Hold'em. We cut through red tape so we could quickly return Brazilians who we caught illegally crossing this border. And we sent a clear message. When we catch you, there will be immediate deportation. See, it's against the law to hire somebody who's here illegally.
They're clogging up the courts, and they're making life tougher for you as an American. You ought to be mad.
What did he say?
You ought to be mad.
What did he say?
You ought to be mad.
What did he say?
You ought to be mad.
I didn't arrive here with a student visa. I came here as a visitor illegally.
So you stayed here illegally?
Correct.
Okay.
90% of the Brazilian community here is illegal.